Hi everybody, Justin here, and today's a very nice day, so I just thought, you know what, before I go for a little walk, I want to talk about something that I get a lot of questions about, whether it's in the comments or for people I know, and it's around motivation. Because when you're studying, when you're working hard on your papers, when you're doing projects, it can take a lot of energy and effort to get through the process with ease, get through the process in a way that you produce good quality work and just feel good about what you're doing and enjoying learning. So I just thought I would share a few little tips and tricks from my end, and I have made videos on this in the past for sure. I've talked about finding a purpose and really making sure that's at the forefront of your mind. If you have a very vague reason why you're working hard in school, it can be hard to stay motivated. So whether that's to advance your career or that's to learn new skills, develop a certain way of thinking, whatever it is, just make sure it's clear to you. Now, that's not what I'm going to talk about in this video. I've also talked about other skills that are needed, such as concentration, being persistent. That's also important to help you maintain momentum, but that's not what I'm going to talk about either. I'm going to talk about getting inspired. And I believe that's probably a reason why people watch my videos and other videos that are similar. Essentially, that's what I use to keep myself moving. And I do this in a very strategic way. So I'm not always watching videos about people doing school because, in a way, that can actually get discouraging over time. So what I typically do is, let's say I have a big assignment. I usually try to recognize that that is going to be a big mission that I'm going to do and I'm going to conquer. And I get excited about it. And so usually what I do is I start talking to people in my life about it. So let's say I'm writing a paper on the latest educational technology in the classroom. I start talking with my colleagues, educator colleagues. I'll even talk to my partner. I'll talk to a friend and someone who might find this interesting, not just anybody. And I try to start to generate a conversation because I find once I start talking about something, I start thinking about it. And once I start thinking about it, I start engaging my interest in it. And, I'm not going to bore them with conversations about it. What I typically do is just try to ask questions about their knowledge, especially if they're an educator. I try to ask a little bit about what their experiences with educational technology. I might talk about a certain tool that I'm working on and ask them. This is kind of like doing double duty. It's a way to reconnect with somebody, and I might send them a message, whether it's an email or chat or just call, whatever. From there, I start to get enough interest and momentum that I actually decide maybe, hey, what if I start watching videos on the topic? And I try to watch videos that are not too heavy. If the videos are really in depth, really comprehensive, and just hard for me to grapple with the content, then I get overwhelmed and I don't want to watch it. But I'll go on YouTube usually, and I'll just start searching the topic. If I watch a video, I usually start to spark something in my mind, and then I'll kind of even go down a little bit of a rabbit hole and watch a few videos. And I even watch them on 1.5 speed, and I just like to get the wheels moving in my head. From there, I need to get my energy moving, to want to start doing the paper. So I actually then watch videos that aren't related to the content, but actually people who study. And primarily I watch medical students. And it's interesting because I'm not interested in science particularly. I've never been a science person. Maybe I have some subtle interest in it, but it's not a profound interest. But I like to watch vloggers, so people who vlog their life, or people who talk about their study routines. So there's kind of a mix of 3 videos. So people who do a day in the life of them studying or working, primarily, again, medical students, or it could be law students, because they have rigorous academic schedules. It could be, if it's more on the working side, I like to watch people like working moms. So moms who work from home, but also have to balance juggling, cleaning and cooking and balancing childcare with their husband or wife or whoever. Because I find that they are really good at mastering daily task management. Now, it could also just be people who are cleaning their homes. That could be not really a vlog, but somebody doing a task, but documenting it. It's almost like just literally setting up their camera, cleaning on double speed. They do this, putting on some music, and then it actually, it gets me wanting to actually clean, but also it just gets me thinking, hey, I want to do something. I want to be productive. Another type of video is again, people who are documenting their daily strategies. So someone who might say, okay, so in the day, I'm going to create a plan of action and I'm going to document it. Then I'm going to start the Pomodoro method while I'm writing my paper, blah, blah, blah. Whatever their strategies are, I'll watch videos. So essentially what I'm doing is just kind of getting myself hyped up and excited. And it really does work for me. Now, at one point or another, I need to obviously start a paper or whatever I am doing. Now, right now, I'm not currently in a course, but whether I'm in a degree program or not, I'm usually doing some sort of Coursera or Udemy or another type of MOOC that kind of engages my mind. But I may be starting a doctoral program, so I'm kind of getting myself into the learning mode again. Anyways, at one point, if you're doing a paper, let's say, which I find it takes a lot of concentration and effort and thinking, I will do some basic step to get the ball rolling. Now, in this case, it might be setting up a template. So let's say I'm using APA as my citation format. I might set up an APA template, put in some titles, put in a title page, put in a reference page, just a template. And that requires no thinking at all, but it just requires a little bit of effort. And then I'm starting to get moving. And then obviously if I'm going to write a paper, I have to start brainstorming. And I have another video, maybe I'll link it below or above or wherever, just so you can see how I actually write a paper and my strategies there. And I start with more of an ideation or idea generation process. That could be mind mapping, free writing, brainstorming of any sorts. That could be going back to people who are experts and that I know, and I'm going to brainstorm with them, share some ideas. They're going to share ideas with me. But I'm not going to explain my whole strategies around writing a paper because, this can be applied, this video, to actually studying as well. So let's say you have a test coming up. I still would go through the process of getting inspired, getting excited, watching videos of people who are being productive. And so the idea here is how to get your momentum started early on before just sitting down and grinding out some work. So I hope that this was somewhat useful, interesting, and if so, feel free to leave a comment about what resonates or what you do to get yourself moving or gaining momentum. Otherwise, if you stay tuned this long, just letting you know, I'll probably make a video about my experience with South College's admission into a doctoral program because I made a previous video on their competency-based education and I may be starting that soon, potentially this summer. So stay tuned for more videos on that. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day and we'll see you in the next video.